Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video we'll take a look at 5 altcoins that are related to like stablecoins and that may actually perform really well as the market is going up. So I will be going through 5 tokens. 3 of them are basically stablecoin issuers and 2 of them are related to stablecoins. And the reason why I'm looking at this niche is because if you look at the growth of the stablecoins, I think this niche is going to perform really well if the market does go up the way is it going. Of course, this is not a financial advice. This is just for the entertainment purpose. So, if you're interested in these, you can just use the timestamp below. Anyways, let's get started. So we are starting with the biggest one, which is going to be Ethena or the Ethena token. It already has a massive market cap of 4.1. And if we look at its growth in terms of like its stablecoin growth, which is like USDE. So if you look here, basically back in like July of this year, it was at 5.48 billion TVL, and in just like 3 months it is at like 15 like billion, so which is a massive growth. And I think as long as it continues to grow, it is going to have a massive impact on ENA as well. Now, before we look at its price, the only problem with ENA as of now would be that its tokenomics. So there is like a monthly sell pressure on the ENA token from the investors as well as from the core contributors, and that will continue till 2028. So that is the only problem with this token as of now. And beside that, I think everything is looking good. And as long as ENA continues to, USDE continues to go up, I think ENA will most likely follow as well. So this is a setup from my previous video. Anyways, we'll just delete everything and we'll look at it from the fresh perspective. So as of now, it seems like that it just broke this head and shoulder, I would say. Now, if it can like break above 61 cent, I think it can like push it as high as like 72 or even 68, or I would say like 77 cent is a possibility again. If like market continues to perform the way it is doing, I think like ENA can like hit this 87 cent or even like 85 cent, and this is the high of ENA in this season as of now. But I think it can push above that because of how its stable coin is doing. So again, I think the possibility of like ENA hitting, let's say, its new all-time high is still there, because I think this token is just really strong. Again, we'll have to wait and see how the market like reacts. As of now the BTC is at like 118, as you can see here. So if the alts do like go up, I think ENA will most likely be one of the biggest winner as well. Anyways, let's move to the second one. Now the second one is called Plasma, or the XPL. It already has a market cap of like 1.7 billion, and this is a newly launched token, so this is going to be a really risky one. But again, if we look at its growth in terms of TVL, this is a layer 1 unlike Ethena, and they are related to stablecoins. And if you look at its TVL, it is like at 5.6 billion, and this is a massive growth in just like a couple of days, as you can see, and it continues to go up. So I think as of now, this could be like really strongest like layer 1 in terms of like stablecoins, as you can see here. And it is a purpose built for global stablecoin payments, featuring zero fee USDT transfer and EVM compatibility. So I think, although this is going to be a risky one because it is a newly launched token, so if it does go below 83 cent, there is no way to know where the token will go. But again, I think if the market does start to go up, the possibility of like Plasma going as high as, let's say, I think it can push as high as 4 billion. And if it does go to 4 billion market cap, the price of this token will be above $2, 2.5, something like that. But I think that is possible because the token did just launch. And again, if they announce something, let's say if they do announce some kind of news, I think the token can push as high as like $2.5. Again, the possibility of like it going lower is also there. So if it does go down, I would be looking at like, I think it can, let's see, so it can push as low as, I would say, 53 cent is a possibility for the next line of support, because it's a newly launched token, so it is unclear. But again, if STBL continues to go up, I think XBL could really hit $2, and I think that is a possibility for this token. So after that we have Resolv. This token basically launched back in, like, I would say June, as you can see, and after launching it has been in the downtrend. And the reason why I am basically covering this token in this video is because the first one is that it is like a really low cap, as you can see, with a market cap of like 35 million, and the stablecoin is called USR. This is how it looks like, and it did go down after hitting 585 million, and as of now it is at like 232. I think it may take some time, but I think USR will most likely recover, and once it does recover, I think that will have a really good impact on Resolv itself. So I think if the market does continues to go up, I think the Resolv will most likely take off as well, and it can easily do 2x. So let's say that if it does start to go up again, it only has like a single resistance, I would say, somewhere around here. So it can basically reject from 13 cent, but again, if it doesn't, I think it can push basically as high as 17 cent, or even like I think 20 cent is a very easy target for this token. So that all it all does depends on the stablecoin. So as of now, we do need to see a recovery for the USR, and if the USR does recover, I think the Resolv will most likely easily it will hit like, I would say, 17 cent. That is the next target I would be looking at after it breaks above from here. But again, I think it already is a low cap, and they do have their stablecoin as well, so I think it should do a recovery soon. And in terms of its tokenomics, there won't be any token unlocks till June of 2026, so I would say that's really good for the token in general. So I think this coin could be a really good coin, but again, if it does go below 9.9 cent, there is no support, so it is a little bit risky. But again, I think it can push as high as 17.6. that is the level that I'm looking at. So moving on to the fourth token, which is going to be Falcon Finance token FF. This token did launch recently, and the stablecoin is called USDF, and that already has a market cap of like 1.7 billion. It did start to go down after hitting like 2 billion, and I think these are most likely airdrop farmers that are getting out, and they most probably got the token. Basically they got the free airdrop, and now they are like taking their profit. And as you can see, this is clearly the sell pressure from these investors. I did discuss this token in like a really detailed video separately, so you can also check that out if you're interested in this coin. Again, as of now, this is how I was looking at, but again, it did not find that support, so it did actually go as low as 15 cent. And again, it seems like that it has found a really good support, I would say somewhere around like 17 or even like 18. So if it doesn't go below, let's say if it doesn't break like this 17.4 support, I think the token can basically push higher. So again, I would be looking at a really good zone of like I would say 30 to 27 cent if it does go up. But again, it seems like that it can go either way, so it can go down or up, but I think the big move is coming soon again. And I think the reason why this token may actually perform would be that there is still a lot of hype around these like USDF or these like synthetic dollar. So again, if USDF continues to go up, I think like FF can hit a new all-time high. So if like let's say that if FF does go up as high as 4 billion, I think the market cap of like FF token can hit 800 million or even higher than that. So we would be looking at a move as high as 45 cent or even 40 cent is a possibility. Again, as of now, I think it is preparing for a really massive move, so let's see where it goes. And if it does go up here, I think it will most likely go as high as like 30 cent is I think a very easy target. But again, if it does go down, I think it may actually go as low as 15 cent, and it can find a support again there. But again, if it doesn't, it may be headed towards like 10 cents. But again, I think as of now it seems like that the big move could be in an upward direction. So let's see what happens. But I think as of now the traders need to decide where the token wants to go. Again, there is really low volume as you can see here, so I think big move is coming. So let's see which way it plays out. Now last but not least, we have STBL or the stable. This is again a stable coin issue as you can see, and this is going to be a really risky token because if you look at the token, ever since its launch it's doing really well. And another big issue with this token would be that if you look at its like max supply, it is 10 billion, and if you look at its circulating supply, it is merely 500 million, sorry, and its max supply is 10 billion. So it's like 5% supplies in the circulation, so the price is relatively high as you can see, and it already has a market cap of like 136 million. So this token can be a really bad token in the long term, especially once more supply comes out. But again, in the short term, I think it may basically hit a new all-time high again. So the problem with this token would be that it has a limited listing. So especially if it can find listing on the Binance or even the Coinbase or even let's say Upbit, this token I think can push as high as like 60 cent. That is like the least I can expect from this token, and after that we will most likely we can actually hit like 70 cent or even 80 cent is a possibility. Again, it does all depends whether it can basically break above from this trend line or not. So this is a trend line that this token is following as of now. It can also reject here somewhere as well, around somewhere let's say 40 cent or even like 38 cent. But if it does continues to hold, if it can hold the support, which is going to be somewhere around like 32-31 cent, I think the token can push like 60 cent or even higher than that. Anyways, let's see what happens. But these are my like 5 picks in stablecoin related niche, and I think they can do really well. Anyways, let's see what happens. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.